Changemakers at Access Israel. Dr. Gil Winch is a former clinical psychologist and now business owner of a call center that employs a workforce primarily made up of people with disabilities. During the Access Israel conference, he met up with journalists to discuss his philosophy on creating this employment opportunity after speaking with the founder of Access Israel.
Yuval Wagner, whom you all know, his kid went to school with my kid, and we were friends, and he kept on telling me that disabled people are really unemployed in Israel. And when I started looking into it, back then I found out that not only are they unemployed in Israel, but they're severely disabled. The people that get pensions because they're severely disabled not only are horribly unemployed worldwide, not even considered a group pretty much anywhere. There's not really good statistics about them. And we started mapping out why aren't they working. But the biggest reason, the most important of all of them, was the emotional trauma.
Gil explains a paradigm psychologists use to measure rejection.
They invite someone, who's the guy we're looking at, to an interview. There are two Confederates in the room. He doesn't know they're Confederates. There's a tennis ball on the table. The Confederates pass the ball to the guy or the girl once, and from that point on, they just pass the ball amongst themselves. That's the rejection. Two people, never met, didn't pass me a tennis ball in a waiting room for a couple of minutes. And people remember that for months. It doesn't matter what your disability is. When you've been rejected your whole life or for many, many, many years, what that creates was the biggest obstacle people had in getting back to work.
Gil decided to build a for-profit call center.
Because people are cynical. If I just build a regular business and I say, look, regular productivity, someone will come and say, yeah, but you're saying it's regular, but it's not really, and who measured? And in call centers, everything is measured. Most employees, staff, and management, not employees disabled, the regular not disabled, employees, staff, and management are severely disabled individuals, most who've previously been out of work, and we figured if we can survive in the Israeli market, free market, with that being our team, then we can prove to the world that people with severe disabilities can attain regular productivity.
The call center started with training to make sure the staff could undertake things like billing and customer service. And after 4 months, the team was operating at regular productivity, compared to a team that didn't employ people with disabilities. Then, Gil's team started to outperform the so-called normal teams.
The training takes about 50% longer, but in call centers, the long course is like a month and a half. So it'll take 2 months. It's no big deal, because the attrition rate is totally different. The average people work for us is 5 years, and in the competition it's 1 year. So the attrition rate, people come for a career in Israel. And in Israel, call center work isn't considered a career, but here it is. And it's people's career. And you have people traveling 3 hours each direction just to get here, because the alternative is sitting and rotting at home. But over 60 countries have come to see how this thing works. Every population are severely disabled, and most of them are out of a job. Now, even if you get a quarter of them back to work, regular work, and in Israel they lose some of their pension when they earn 3 times as much as they did with just their pension. So financially, it's a really big deal for various countries. Plus, my personal religious beliefs are that this is our shot, and you've got to leave the room tidier than it was when you got in it. And for us, making the world more accessible for the employment of severe disabilities is leaving the room tidier. So that's sort of the mission we're on, so that it all works together as far as we're concerned.
For more coverage from the Access Israel conference, stay tuned to AMI's Facebook page and look out for special programming on AMI Audio coming in June.